The title of today's message is MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN, from the book of Daniel chapter 5, verse 1 to 31. Our key verse is Daniel chapter 5, verse 25. I request we read the key verse together. Let's go. Let's pray. Mighty Father in heaven, I will thank you for this new year that you've given us, King of Kings. I pray that for today's message, Lord God, we shall enable us, Father, to recognize your majesty on this earth. We shall enable us to recognize that, Father, our presence on this earth here was not by accident, but it was by your divine will and power, and that shall cause us, Father, to always seek to serve you throughout this year. I pray for everyone who's here that, Lord God, shall come and speak to each one of us personally to this message, and may you use me as your mouthpiece, as your vessel, Father, Lord God, for the glory of your mighty name. I thank you and I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. I thank God that I'm honored once again to serve as messenger. The first Sunday of this year, I recall last year also, 2018, I was also blessed to serve as messenger into the year. Obviously, this new year brings a time of reflection on how 2018 has passed on. It's a time of writing resolutions, reviewing them, and probably editing them. However, in all this, I pray that we shall use this year 2019 to seek to serve God more as His children, especially from the message that we shall be studying this morning from the book of Daniel, chapter 5. It has a very strong key message in Aramaic, which is MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN, but with a very important message for each one of us. I pray that today's message will be able to understand what the writing means for us. Amen. Okay, have you ever had the figure of it that says the writing is on the wall? How many of us have heard that say the writing is on the wall? Most of us, right? Yes. Yeah, this loosely translates to a figure of speech that makes reference to people ignoring warning signs which are very visible to others, either deliberately or out of ignorance. But it's very important to know the origins of this, why the writing is on the wall. It actually comes from today's message in Daniel chapter 5, which talks about the story of a human hand writing on the wall with a very strong judgmental message for the king who thought his wealth, his power, and his status were enough to save him and make him live a contented life. In today's message, we shall learn that in all the things we do on earth, God reigns supreme, and we should honor Him as our Creator and obey His commands. I pray the good Lord shall give us a learning mind to humble ourselves and make a decision of life to live 2019 in full servitude to the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Part 1, King Belshazzar's party, from verses 1 up to 16. Look at verse 1. Verse 1 reads, King Belshazzar gave a great banquet for 1,000 of his nobles and drank wine with them. So who was King Belshazzar? In this Bible text, King Nebuchadnezzar is named as the father of King Belshazzar. But other scholars believe he wasn't the immediate son of King Nebuchadnezzar, but probably a relative of the king. However, King Belshazzar was recognized as the ruler of the mighty Babylonian Empire. This is a kingdom that would have been deemed as a superpower. It looked so secure. It had a mighty wall which was unscalable in height. It was further surrounded by a natural defense in the form of the river Euphrates as a natural defense line against enemies. In addition, this empire had a mighty army and had a lot of wealth, a lot of money, a lot of food to meet the demands at any time. So in reality, the city might have looked impregnable, but we understand it was crumbling on account of decay. There was a new rising power, as had been foretold in last Sunday's message, Daniel chapter 4, the dream of the statue. King Darius of Media and Persia had besieged the city of Babylon with a strong army force and had lined up around the walls, looking for any reason to move in, even though at that moment it seemed a bit difficult. So when the king gave a great banquet for 1,000 of his nobles and drank wine with them, probably it was because of this besiegement by King Darius that he wanted to boost the morale of his soldiers, of his army generals, by throwing for them a big party. And it is said he drank wine with them. However, this drinking of wine caused more problems. And we see how in his drunkenness he ordered for the gold and silver goblets that his father had taken from the temple in Jerusalem to be brought in. And it is said when these sacred utensils were brought, the king and his nobles, his wives, and even his concubines drank from these sacred utensils. In light of the Ten Commandments, this was blasphemy. He had denounced the existence of God. And in addition, it is said he praised the gods of gold, of silver, of bronze, of iron, wood, and stone. And he did not care to praise the Lord God. He worshipped his idols to appease his inner fear. And obviously, this blasphemy had a limit and was to go. As much as God would allow him to continue with that, a time will come when he will be asked to account for his life. So as this drunken orgy continued, something very, very strange happened. Look at verse 5. Shall we read verse 5 together? Let's go. Suddenly, figures of human hands appeared and rode with the dust of the world. Nebuchadnezzar and the royal palace. The king watched the lamp as it rose. This was something which had never been seen before. In a time of party, of merrymaking, the fingers of a human hand appeared out of nowhere, and it was very, very clearly visible to all. And this made the king very pale, and he was very frightened. And immediately felt a crisis. In his fright, he called out for the wise men of his kingdom to come and read the writing or tell the king what it meant. However, none of them was able to, and this created a big commotion. The queen mother, the queen who was not invited to the banquet, says commotion and came in. And when she saw the king, she calmed him down. She told him, "Don't be alarmed. Don't feel so bad." And she introduced Daniel, basing on what he had done during his time as an exile in the kingdom of Babylon. And immediately, the king asked for Daniel to come before his presence. And when Daniel was brought before the king, the king still referred to him as one of the prisoners of war during his father's reign. And he told him, I have heard that you are able to give interpretations and to solve difficult problems. If you can read this writing and tell me what it means, you will be clothed in purple and have a gold chain placed around your neck, and you will be made the third highest ruler in the kingdom. So in all this, the king did not take the seriousness of the writing. He thought his wealth, his wisdom, would use it to get someone to interpret the writing for him and restore his anxiety back to normal. But however, this was going to be part 2. Daniel shepherds the king, from verses 17 up to 31. So when the king asked for Daniel's reading and interpretation, what was Daniel's answer? Look at verse 17. Verse 17 reads, Then Daniel answered the king, You may keep the gifts for yourself and give your rewards to someone else. Nevertheless, I will read the writing for the king and tell him what it means. So in all this, Daniel was carefully trying to present to the king a very important message. The king thought his wealth, his might, his status could get him whatever he wanted. But Daniel politely declined these gifts he wanted, but accepted to read the writing and interpret it for him. Daniel was looking forward to God's wisdom in all this. Daniel refused the king because what was coming from him wasn't coming from human hands or idols, but would come from the wisdom of God to give him the power to interpret the writing of the word. And then Daniel also went further to rebuke the king. In verses 18 and 20, Daniel reminded him of what God had done to his father King Belshazzar. O king, the Most High God gave your father Nebuchadnezzar sovereignty and greatness and glory and splendor. In verse 20, but when his heart became arrogant and hardened with pride, he was deposed from his royal throne and stripped of his glory. He was driven away from people and became an animal man with the mind of an animal, until he acknowledged that the Most High God is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and sets them over anything he wishes. Here, Daniel further reminded King Belshazzar of the events which we studied last week, in which King Nebuchadnezzar was driven away from his royal throne and made to drink the dew and live among the animals until he could acknowledge the majesty, the sovereignty of the Most High God. And in this, Daniel was giving the king a very good sense of history, was reminding him of what God can do to anyone who opposes him. So he wanted King Belshazzar to come down and repent. He was being a good shepherd for the king, trying to show him that it is God who actually put him in that position. He was not there by his own power and might, but by the grace and sovereignty of the Lord. So obviously, this has a strong message for our leaders in positions of authority. We need to always pray for them that they shall acknowledge the almightiness, the majesty of the Lord, and not to think that it is by their wit, by their brawn, or by their wisdom that they are in those positions. positions, but by the grace of God. Amen. And he continued that because of this pride in King Nebuchadnezzar's heart, he acted arrogantly, and God showed him who was in charge by taking away his kingdom and his power. So all this happened that he might recognize the authority, the kingship of God, and that all human authority is delegated to men by God, from whom all authority is derived. And the thing is, he told that King Belshazzar knew all these things, yet he chose not to learn from them. His heart became as proud as that of his forefather Nebuchadnezzar. He exalted himself against heaven by profaning the holy vessels taken from the temple. He blasphemed the Holy Spirit in there. And then they rebuked him for having no learning mind. Look at verse 22. But you, his son, O Belshazzar, have not humbled yourself, though you knew all this. So in essence, the king chose not to acknowledge the mightiness of God. And this was very, very important. So when we drive ourselves in our might, we will then be humbled. In fact, Proverbs 1 verse 7 reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline." So, before Daniel could interpret, Daniel chose to carefully remind the king of what had happened. And then Daniel will go ahead to interpret the meaning. Part 2. Part 3. MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN. Look at verse 25. This is our key verse. Shall we read it all together? Let's go. This is the inscription that was written. MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN. MENE means God had numbered the days of his reign and brought it to an end. So when King Belshazzar did not maintain the blessings of God, God brought his reign to an end. This clearly shows the majesty of God over our days. When God blesses us, we are reminded not to forget him. We must honor and thank him for his grace. And we must have the habit of overcoming our pride and humbling ourselves before God. Obviously, days are very important to people. You know, at many birthday celebrations, people are always asked, may you live 100 more years, may you blow 100 more candles. It is often a good gesture that they should live many long and healthy and prosperous years. However, from the numbering of our days, we should know that our days on this earth are finite. Nobody knows my number. I don't know your number. It's only God. We may think that we have all the days, but with our Creator, it may not be exactly so. There may be different ideas. Therefore, we should have the attitude of living each day with the dignity that it deserves, as if it is our last, as if it is our best day in serving God. Amen. In fact, this statement holds true for a certain passenger who was aboard a plane that was crashing into the Hudson River in the USA many years ago. He noted that as the plane was slowly making its descent onto the river Hudson, after one of its engines had ingested a flock of birds, only two questions lingered in his mind. The first one was, how have I lived my life? The second question is, where will I go from here? At that point, he said he didn't care about his work, he didn't care about the appointments that he had lined up, and the patience that was going to meet. At that point, it was all how he had lived before God. So as we think about our days being numbered, I think we should have such a kind of attitude of how are we living before God, given that our days are finite. Look at verse 27. Verse 27 reads, "TEKEL, you have been weighed on the scales and found wanting." So it meant God had weighed King Belshazzar on the scale, and he was found too light to meet the standards God had put. In short, he had been judged and found to be guilty. I know one day we shall stand before the judgment throne, and I pray none of us shall hear those words being mentioned about us, that you have been found weighed on the scales and found wanting. However, it reminds us of one key lesson. There will be accounting from each one of us. The words we say, the things we do, the things we don't do, all of those will be weighed on the scales of God's justice. And God reminds us once again whether the weight will be sufficient to meet his standards. Matthew chapter 12, verses 36 to 37. "But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word he has spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." So it's very, very important to make right our relationship with God in this new year, so that we can always pass the weight on God's scales of justice. Verse 28. "Paris, your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians." Obviously, Paris is, according to scholars, is a half of PARSIN, which means his kingdom will be divided and given to the Medes and the Persians, who will actually besiege the kingdom. So as soon as King Belshazzar heard what Daniel had said to him, he commanded that Daniel be clothed in purple, have a gold chain placed around his neck, and be proclaimed the third highest ruler in the kingdom of Babylon. However, that very night, the king of Babylon was slain, and Darius the Mede took over at the age of 62. So what Daniel intends us to grasp is one thing. The word of God is sure and comes to pass. It was God who brought the downfall of Babylon, and Belshazzar is king, just as he said. So this was the judgment of God on the city and the ruler who had blasphemed the name of God. And obviously this message also teaches us about our edification on a daily basis and key lessons we can learn. So while preparing this message, I did reflect on how the year 2018 had been for me. In human terms, in the later part of the year, it didn't go so well, as I lost a mom. However, in all this, I learned it's God who controls the number of our days. It is God who gives, it's God who takes. However, we also learn a very important lesson. God has given us a gift of resurrection. So this taught me that God's words are real and they always come to pass. I may not understand his ways and his plans, but I have the right to worship and honor him. So in all this, I could be humbled and know that God is the ultimate trouble of my life. He is the author and finisher of my faith. I could also be humbled to know that being in a position of authority is not by brawn, but by the grace of God. And all rulers should acknowledge the majesty and almightiness of God. However, there are other key lessons we can learn from today's message. The deadly nature of the sin of pride. So obviously pride is the evil response of sinful men to the grace of God. It is like taking personal credit for what God has given or accomplished. And we could see in today's message and last Sunday's message how pride had eaten up both King Belshazzar and King Nebuchadnezzar. And these were the very things that led to their downfall. However, unlike his father, Belshazzar did not have to repent and see God for who he is. The pride had swollen up so much in him that he could only think of himself as the ultimate author and finisher of everything. However, we should not know the sin of pride. We should be humble down and worship God in truth and in spirit. And true worship causes men to fall before God in humility and praise him. In fact, the book of James, chapter 4, verse 6, reads, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Secondly, we could also learn the inadequacy of human wisdom. When the human hand appeared writing on the wall, the king summoned his wisest people, his enchanters, to come and interpret what. But these men failed to do so. The wise men were forced to acknowledge their inadequacy in this situation. In fact, because of this, when you read Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9, it reads, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher and my thoughts than your thoughts. Amen. So in all this, God has all the wisdom beside we have. And the third issue, obviously, is seeing the hand of God in history. It was very important that in all this, Belteshazzar would learn from history. He had seen what had happened to his father, King Nebuchadnezzar, and the punishment he received. But he failed to learn on what he knew from history. Even when the day of judgment was revealed through the writing on the wall, he still did not repent. I know one day when all of us stand before the throne of God in judgment, there will be one basis for his divine judgment, and that is the word of God. We shall not say we did not know, because we have been given the Bible. shall not say we did not study the Bible. What is very important, obviously, is when we stand before that, shall we stand right before God, weighing scales? Shall we stand upright before the throne of God? And obviously there are killers of this. God's judgment is coming for each one of us. The judgment of Babylon and of King Belshazzar was very evident, and yet the king failed to grasp this and act accordingly. And obviously his actions were typical of those who have been blinded by sin. But in all this, we must be aware of the fact that the judgment of God is coming on each one of us. Matthew chapter 24, verses 34 to 36. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone. So clearly in all this, we should learn to seek God when He may be found. While we have a time to understand the message, when we have a time to know what happened to King Belshazzar, this is the right time for us to make right our relationship with God, especially in this year. I pray that in all these things we shall learn from the book of Isaiah, which says, for as the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return there without watering the earth, and making it bare and sprout, and furnishing seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be which goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, without accomplishing what I desire, and not succeeding in the matter for which I sent it. I pray that in all this, God's word shall bear fruit in our lives. We shall use this opportunity to entrench ourselves in the word of God. Surround ourselves with God's people. Use our time to serve God in everything we do. That the fruit of God shall be born in us every day. And that we shall share more and more of this. Because we know exactly what will happen after. In fact, there is a story that goes, certain Christians were asked, or being a Christian, what scares you most? So, about 20% answered, it is God's judgment. That scares them most about being a Christian. 40% answered, it is hell that scares them most. Another 20% answered, it is the world that scares them most. And 10% answered, neither. But in all these things, what was very evident was that the Christians were scared of falling short of God's judgment. So in all this, it's all my prayer that we shall seek God in everything we do. While He may be found, while we have the breath, while we have the energy, we shall choose to serve God. Amen. Amen. In conclusion, there's a writing on the wall. Each one of us will have a writing on the wall. So the question is, what will the writing on your wall be? Will it be like the writing that was made for King Belshazzar? MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN? Or will it be a more positive writing for each one of us? I pray that in all this, we shall learn to make a resolution, not forget the presence and grace of God, and that when the writing on the wall comes in, it shall be one that will give us joy, and not one that will give us fright and scare. Amen.
Amen.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for giving us this beautiful message. MENE, TEKEL, PARSIN. King of Kings, Father, acknowledge you. We have many times been like King Belshazzar, seeking to glorify our personal lives instead of your holy name. My Father, my King, I pray that in this year